Another transmission of spirit of the Emerald Order teachings. You would say the Emerald Covenant point of view. Because surely there's going to be all kinds of opinions about the beings that we're going to be talking about tonight. Some would say it's a conspiracy theory. It's more like conspiracy fact that we're going to be talking about from these historical, you would say, beings that have interacted with the human race in different periods of time. They're called the Anunnaki. And according to these teachings, they're coming from planet Nibiru. And their name actually means, in the Anunnaki language, not English. In the Anunnaki language, it means Avengers of Anu. And this is a connection that the Anunnaki have to a race that created them. Now, in this, you would say, dialogue, you would say the New Age, and you would say just general researchers, right? They call it Anu, A-N-N-U. So there's a slight little difference here because we spell it A-N-Y-U, Anu. This is how the Guardians pronounce it, spell it. And that's not a big issue. We're basically, we're talking about the same thing, Anu. 33 already, master number 33. 33 people right now online. So, Anu, the longer name, Anu Elohim. The Anu Elohim is a race above the Anunnaki. Much more ancient, extremely much more ancient. We're talking about 950 billion years old. And when you want to talk about the Anu being 950 billion years old, well, someone created them. And that was the Metatron collective, the geomantic entity called Metatron, part of the greater Giovanni Ascended Master family of Ascended Master consciousness, right? So we have the Giovanni, Metatron, well, they're probably like this, and then Anu Elohim, and then Anunnaki. So we have a heritage coming down from the Kundare, the Kundare, the Ascended Master levels brought in life. It was sacred. It was positive. It was divine. The Anu were positive and divine for many, many years. So we're going to be talking about this race who created the Anunnaki, who created this drama that we have here on Earth. And of course, some people think they're heroes. They're good guys. We'll talk about that too. Some of you may be thinking, why are you always talking about these beings? Because they're a big part of these teachings, they're a big part of our drama, and they're actively, you would say, involved in our spiritual awakening and ascension process. So this won't be coming from the Zachariah Ascension point of view or the New Age point of view. We're going to talk about both though. Because that's where a lot of people are coming from. We have to address that. We have to consider that a lot of people believe the Elena Danan path, or there's another active person talking about them called Billy Carson, and then there's the one who's before both of those guys, Zachariah Ascension. He actually wrote over 12 books about these beings, creating this whole, you would say, creation story, as in they created us. And that's what it is. It's a story, someone's story. And we'll go into that tonight. So if you're interested in that, if you're invested in the Anunnaki, if you think, they're a big deal, and they are, then stick around. And maybe you'll learn something new that you haven't learned in your main New Age source. So this is a live broadcast. We will have my brothers and sisters coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Say hello. I gotta get your real name, brother. XCV11. Greetings to you. Much respect. I think you reached out to me to Facebook, right? I just get so busy. I work 100 hours plus. But thank you for being here. Bless you. UTD, of course. One of the first one almost always is UTD. Welcome, UTD. Thank you for being a member for over 6 months. Celine, our sister, one of our moderators. Machiwa to you, sister. So happy to have you here. Yes, we live. You said it, XV. I could call you XV. Maybe that will be easier instead of XCV11. It's a number. I'm figuring this out, brother. One second. Because that's one of those Virgo things. I gotta know something. I won't rest until I figure it out. Oh, come on. $97. I don't know why the C was 100, so yeah, that's 90. Okay, I got it. 97. Hopefully it's not because you're 97 years old. Maybe you were born in 97. Anyways, thank you so much, 97. Bless you, Holy One. Thank you for being here with us. And we also have Jennifer Merva. Welcome, Star Sister. Good to have you in our family. You've been supporting this also for over 6 months. Bless you, sister, for being a member. And also Anushka in the house, which I recognize as a Russian name. Anna, Anushka. Bless you, Anna. Thank you for being here, if I'm saying it right. Thank you for being with us again. Daphne B, much love to you, sister, for being a member for over a year. Thank you for being part of this space. As always, we see you here almost every time, right? And Eddie family. Greetings, Eddie family. Firefly in the house. Welcome, Holy One. It's like you guys realize that we have like friends amongst each other now because we see each other all the time. Amber Anderson in the house. Much love, brothers and sisters. Welcome. Good to see you, Amber. Dre D. Blessed love. Thank you for those positive vibes, right? Ascension. Can you talk about R.A.? Oh, Raw. It's not directly aligned with tonight's topic, but yeah, we'll mention that. We'll check out that Raw. There is something positive about Raw but when you get New Age sources coming in, it usually ends up being a negative thing. The whole Egyptian god thing became negative, including Isis and Horus and Osiris, and the story, the history, the symbolism, the meanings all got twisted. Machiwa. So we'll go into that just not right at this moment. Tree 6 Nijin. Yes, you are here, Holy One. On time. Indigo Wizard brother, thank you for being here. Another yearly supporter of this information, this channel, this group. Thank you for supporting my work, Holy One. Indigo Wizard brother. Hulk smashed that like button. He said it. Dioms, hello, second time I catch your live. Thank you for your teachings. Much love from Spain. Wow, I haven't heard that before. Usually it's Australia, UK, Canada, even New Zealand. Thank you, Dioms. Thank you, Spain. Que paso? Stephen Vargas, good evening, everyone. Sarah, Machiwa Anuhazi, so good to see you. Much love to you too, sister. Much respect. Jose Ra. Speaking of Ra, right? There you go. Oh, what is the device that looks like a hairdryer thing? Oh, actually, I have a direct link. You can buy it from me. If you guys know one of our moderators, Starman became my friend. I met him in person. Because he lived in the same city as I did at the time, which was Tucson. Our brother in Tucson, Starman. So I was having suffering. I was with this inflammation. This was when it was happening to me for the first time. I had no idea. I started voicing what was happening with me. Starman didn't hesitate, and he told me about this device. I sell it. Just look at the link below. It's called the Terahertz wand. Wand, obviously, it's shaped like a wand. Terahertz because it uses terahertz frequency. It's a healing device. I'm being completely transparent. I use this every day. Only because I keep smoking. If I stop smoking, I won't need it. But those people have all kinds of issues. Arthritis, pains, joints, knees, back, problems with your skin, problems with cysts. I got rid of a cyst when I was having all those issues in 2023. This took away an entire cyst within 10 days. No joke. I am a testimony of this. I sell it. It's a $400 device. I don't set the price. I can't control the price. If you go online, you'll find out it's $400. But dude, this is worth it. It's got a crystal tube. I've dropped it. You don't want to drop it, but I've dropped it a couple of times. But I've never had problems. It's in 2 pieces. See, it's easy to transport. It's not going to work with camping unless you have a generator. I actually had a generator with me when I was using it. So people are going to make fun of me about my problem, but hey, that's my lifestyle. So I keep using this as long as I keep getting inflammation, it goes away. I have no reason to say otherwise. This literally makes my issues go away. I've even used it for hemorrhoids before. It works. It shrinks it. Even though it's hot, because it is hot like a hair dryer, but it is protected from the EMF. Is that what they call it? Electromagnetic radiation, and then it has this, you can see the light. Anyways, you can look it up. You can watch all kinds of videos. Watch my video. And then go watch other videos, but come back and buy it from me. Bless you, brother. And also, this is a network device. Network marketing device. That means you can sell them. After you buy your first one, you can start selling them. And to people you love, to people that you know that are having problems. And you will see so many testimonials, so many freaking testimonials, man. I've never seen one negative comment out of the countless positive. And our health is important, and it uses energy frequency. No pills, nothing you swallow, nothing you eat. That's what a med bed would do. You don't need anything except to get in it and have the frequency. Tesla said 369. The future of medicine is frequency. This works off of terahertz frequency. Machiwa. It's called the Terahertz wand. There you go, brother. So the Anunnaki are aliens. They're called gods. And what? You would say Greek gods, Roman gods. They're called gods. There's no such thing as gods, plural. There's only one God. There's only one creator. This is the sacred universal law of one. Oh, one. Okay? There's not a bunch of Anunnaki gods. Give me a break. There's only one God. These aren't gods because there's no such thing as plural gods. Okay? What it is multi-dimensional levels of reality, and there's beings, ETs, that live in these other levels of reality, and they're calling themselves God. We created you, according to them. According to this ancient Sumerian text. Wow, it must be real because they uncovered it under the ground. It was buried. You guys, just because it was buried, just because it's ancient, doesn't make it truth or fact. Fact check those tablets. Because that's exactly what people are doing. They're automatically assuming it's real because, or it's truth because it's a tablet from ancient days. Because the ancients knew so much more than we did. So that's what a lot of these people, researchers, are relying on. They're relying that, oh, this is buried artifact, so it's truth. And so we're going to create a whole series, a whole platform off of it. Oh, or like Zechariah Sitchin, oh, we're going to write a whole bunch of books on it because it was in some Sumerian text or the emerald tablets of Thoth or some tablets. You guys see the problem? Just because something is ancient doesn't make it truth. Just because something is on a tablet doesn't make it truth. You still have to analyze it, criticize it, check it for fact check it. Okay? So when these texts, ancient texts say that the Anunnaki created us, and you just swallow that. You just swallowed that and didn't pause. Okay, pause. Because, in spirituality, we pause. We become still. There's a bunch of gods, not gods. They're aliens. There's a bunch of aliens. Okay, now they're from where, though? They're aliens. Where are they from? Planet Nibiru. Have you ever heard of Nibiru? Have you ever heard of the Anunnaki together with the word Nibiru? These are extraterrestrials, not gods. What is a god? There's only one of those. Okay, so what is God? God is energy. God is consciousness. God is not a male like Enki or Enlil or Marduk. They're being called males, male gods. God is not a male or a female. God is beyond this. Hey, your consciousness is beyond this. These ETs claiming to be gods, there's no such thing as plural gods. These ETs in bodies, the Anunnaki down here are in bodies like us. They're not cosmic like God in consciousness with no form, no body. Okay? It is spirit that comes into a body, which itself is not physical. It is the illusion of physicality. But it's not a trick or a manipulation. We know it's meant to, you would say, give the experience of physical reality. It's the same with virtual reality in our world. You put on these glasses and things over your ears, you're immersed in another world. And you see people with them on, they're going like this in the room, right? They're doing stuff because it feels like it's real. Okay? We're all spirits having physical so-called experiences. Blessings to you, Holy One. So, can we get that clear? These are not gods. Enki is not a god. Enki is an ET from another planet who came to our planet. Okay? Enlil is a god that came to our planet. No, an ET claiming to be a god that came to our planet. Marduk is an ET that came to our planet claiming to be a god. Marduk's not a god, Enlil's not a god, Enki's not a god. But you got people saying they're gods. The Sumerians said they're gods. Well, gee, they must be gods. Those ancient texts, well, gee, they say they're gods. They're not gods, you guys. So what we do is we learn from these teachings the multidimensional reality field. We learn that it's a hologram universe, holographic universe, they call it. Even scientists are speculating that concept. Thank you for that, Lewis. And so, so these 99, you said it, we saw it together, what's up? We went from 33 to 99. We're not done, right? We'll hit 144, watch. You just see, it's a prediction, homies. So these aliens, let's call them what they are. Get used to realizing these are beings with names. These are beings that are hominids or humanoids. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, heads and eyes and noses, mouths. Okay? They're beings. They're ETs, not gods. That is the first thing we tackle. We tackle the concept of God, and then we tackle the concept of our reality to understand where these beings are and where they're coming from. Don't just stay in this model of Earth. They're beyond Earth. They're coming from beyond Earth. They came to Earth for dominion, for murder, for taking and stealing our DNA connection, because they take a hybrid and mix it with their DNA. Because they take ours, it was the ancient Egyptian. And so the Anunnaki combined with an Egyptian, now you got an Anunnaki human hybrid. The reptilians did that too. They combined, they came here 1 million years ago in human seeding 3. Of course, way before that in the previous seedings. But the first seeding, or actually seeding 2, they came in seeding 2 1 million years ago and made a hybrid with our, let me see, it's either Atlantean or Egyptian. The Anunnaki is mixed with an Egyptian, so the reptilian is mixed with an Atlantean. But it's sort of the same because maybe you're not aware of it, but you learn from these teachings that the ancient Egyptians came out of Atlantis. They're a family of the root race, Atlantis. There's different families in a root race. They're one of them. So you see proof of Atlantis here. Okay? So these, and we also have England, Ireland, Wales, Netherlands. That's the part of Atlantis, or you would say the Atlantean Islands, that survived. Then we got this Bermuda Triangle area that also is a remnant of Atlantis. So is Sarasota, Florida, or, that area. I don't know if Sarasota, Florida, I just know that's the Gruel point. But just realize that we have all this bizarre activity going on. Or ancient history, like in England and Ireland, you got all the Druidics, the Celtics. We had Holy Grail lines in that area. Okay? And so, but they've been visiting us, 111, I see it, Sarah, we got it. We have this history, man. They're in our freaking history besides Sumer. Okay, so first we talk about there's no such thing as plural gods. And maybe you can disagree with that. That's fine. Just realize that from this point of view, there's no such thing as plural gods. There's only the one. Okay? That's the first thing. And then we live in a 15-dimensional reality system. There's 15 of these different realities. And they're coming out of the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensions of planet Nibiru. If you didn't know it, Nibiru is not here in 3D. It's in Phantom. It fell in Phantom just like we're falling in Phantom. Okay, so, but there is one that exists in the higher density. And I said density, not dimension. There's a difference. So we have these beings who have physical bodies like us coming from higher dimensions to our world and effing with us. Effing with our DNA, effing with our spiritual beliefs. They're taking control, getting in power, and messing with us. That's what we call a fallen angel, a negative alien. There's positive aliens. These beings are not. These beings pretend to be good guys. And we can debate this all day long. Where are you getting your source? This is our source. My channel is called Christos Avatar because it's based off of inner Christos teachings. And there's a concept called avatars. They're called Christos avatars, and that's where all humans have that connection. Okay? This is where the Christ lives, exists. It's a concept, not a person. We talk about the concept of Christ, of Christos. Okay? As a matter of fact, well, first of all, let me finish this. Tonight's topic about the Anunnaki is not coming from Zachariah Sitchin. It's not coming from Billy Carson. It's not coming from Elena Danon. It's coming from the inner Christos, not from your brother, Anuhazi. I'm not making this up. These aren't my opinions. And we're going to even see it in here tonight on the screen. So, these are, Emerald Covenant is guardian beings in the higher dimensions that are beyond negativity. There is no negativity, darkness up there, no distortion up there. These beings who are beyond distortion, those are the beings we keep calling guardians. So when you hear the word guardian, these are benevolent beings that don't do any darkness, don't have dark thoughts or dark deeds. They're beyond that. There is such a thing. As a matter of fact, that's how creation started and still is up there. Up there, there is no darkness, there's no fallen angels, there's no demons, there's no jealousy, hatred, none of that. It's all pure love, joy, bliss, grace, and it doesn't change. It will never fall. Okay? So you can see that in time matrices, they can be taken over, but they're being taken over from 12th dimension or down. Our system is 11th dimension down. Okay, so those antimatter realms, the metaterrestrial realms, are outside of any negativity, darkness, fallen consciousness whatsoever. These are who we call guardians, and it is these beings, these guardians, who bring in us the true account of the Anunnaki. They break it down from freaking 950 billion years ago. What's your history? Sumer? What's your source? And Zachariah Sitchin and the 12 Planet book, or whatever books that he's made. We'll go check that out. Zachariah Sitchin is Z-E-C-H-A-R-I-A. Zachariah Sitchin. S-I-T-C-H-I-N. Because this is where most of your sources are coming from. Distorted sources. Okay? Inside of distortion, inside of the 3D, inside of 1976. Do you understand why he's way before Billy Carson, way before Elena Danon? He is the source. All of your freaking internet ideas and theories are coming from this person right here. There is nothing before 1976. None of these people are usually coming from maybe the year 2000 or before, after. These are new kids on the block. It's coming from Zachariah Sitchin, Machiwa, which is a distortion, a lie, a scam. And we'll go over that. He's made books called the Earth Chronicles, the Earth Chronicles series. Understand, this is an Illuminati religion. This is the purpose of these books, man. The 12th Planet, 1976. Stairway to Heaven, 1980. The Wars of Gods and Men, 1985. The Lost Realms, 1990. Talking about the Anunnaki, how they created us. It's a false religion. It's a false narrative. It's a lie. And Zachariah Sitchin has been proven, has been exposed as a liar, as a scammer, and not actually accurately translating Sumerian text. He's made mistakes. There's actual people who do know the Sumerian and can show where he has fabricated information or it's not an accurate translation. When Time Began, 1993, The Cosmic Code, 1998. I won't list all the years. The End of Days, Armageddon, and Prophecies. Oh, prophecies now. Of the Return, Genesis Revisited, Divine Encounters, A Guide to Visions, Angels, and Other Emissaries, The Lost Book of Enki. How cute. Memoirs and Prophecies of an Extraterrestrial, there we go, God. What do we say about these gods? Oh, extraterrestrial, yes, not a god. The Earth Chronicles Expeditions, 2004. Journeys to the Mythical Past, 2007. Additional works. There were giants upon the earth, gods, demigods, and human ancestry, the evidence of alien DNA. You see, these things are so interesting. The topics. Like, hey, I would be interested in that. Hey, I want to learn more about that. That's exactly what's happened with this topic. It's become a religion now. Anunnaki has become a religion. People are saying they created me. The King Who Refused to Die, The Anunnaki and the Search for Immortality, 2013. Apparently his last writing. So once again, you guys, we can agree to disagree all day. But here we go. This is written, you would say, these teachings, the inner crystals teachings were on Earth hundreds of thousands of years ago. It's called the Mahabharata, the inner Christ teachings. We call it Christos, the inner Christos teachings. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, talking about how the Anunnaki were actually here millions of years ago, and how they messed with humans in Human Seeding 1, which was started 25 million years ago, but they didn't start, the Anunnaki didn't come then, but still millions of years ago, and a few million years ago in Human Seeding 2, and now a million years ago, because yes, the reptilians did take us out in Human Seeding 2, but the Anunnaki were here. They were part of that. They were helping. They actually were against the reptilians then. So they were kind of helping us, but only to get rid of them. But we didn't get rid of them. They ended up causing the destruction of Human Seeding 2. And so here we are. Human Seeding 3. A third time around. With these, you see how big of a deal these beings are. Because they're the ones preventing us from continuing. They're the ones preventing our ascension. They're not our friends. They're not our creator gods. And we'll show that in detail how they're not our creator gods. They're putting themselves in our history line, in our genealogy, saying they created us. And so many people love them because of it. So, one second here. All right, so like you'll get all kinds of people saying stuff, and I just have to read this one little note. I have thousands of notes, probably hundreds of notes just on the Anunnaki. This Anunnaki narrative is a freaking religion now. Zechariah Sitchin is the current Anunnaki narrative that many in UFOlogy and New Age believers in ancient aliens subscribe to. Almost all of the Zechariah Sitchin information about the Anunnaki is contrived. Forget about the false Sumerian translations. The actual story or history is fabricated. There was a secret society that had put out this narrative very cleverly to make it an elitist religion. Not their religion. And think about it, some weird thing about aliens from another world coming and creating us. And they made us from mud, some people say, or they combined it with the Anunnaki females. This is Zachariah's narrative. Not some source you found online. That source got it from Zechariah and one of his 15 books or whatever amount of books. Zechariah Sitchin had 3 people that were giving him the narrative to write, which is a very clever infiltration in these New Age communities, yes? And we know what the New Age channeling movement is all about and who created it. It is the Anunnaki who created the channeling movement. The New Age movement. The New Age period was not created by Guardians. This New Age is created by Anunnaki. It all ties in with Thoth. It ties on with Enoch, telling you how the angels came down. They saw our human females and started effing them and making little baby Anunnaki human hybrids. That's one way to make hybrids. Sex. Just get down and have some sex with some other species and you're going to create something. But they're also expert geneticists. You know, they're doctors, geneticists. They will know how to create one being by combining 2 beings. It's a hybridization. 2 species being hybridized, bringing them together. Now they're going to be part human and part Anunnaki. How cute. Now we got a bunch of Anunnaki hybrids running around, according to these teachings. So, and we also got even the indigo children are helping some of these hybrids, which we'll talk about too. The Illuminati intruding into the UFOlogy esoteric community to make their religion ours. All those people writing me messages saying, oh, they created the blacks and the Latinos. And so they say, that's my God. They created me. Like you got your own God and the other humans with different skin tones don't. Did you notice we're all humans? But you're trying to say you're not from the same source. You see the bizarre, stranger things that goes into people's heads. First of all, a black person, a brown person, a yellow person, a red person, a white person, they're all from the same race. No matter what your new age, weird, bizarre context or ideas are. You understand that they're messing with you, they're warping you, they're mind controlling you, they're elitists, they're these powerful illuminated beings fabricating, manufacturing, putting together our identity. BS. The Guardians say BS. Fallen angels, you don't like that word? They're negative aliens with negative agendas. That's why we say NAA, negative alien agenda. Regardless, let me see. The Zechariah Ascension ancient Sumerian text translations were not even accurate. Regardless, a lot of people have made a religion out of it, including people you probably know in the New Age. So let me take a look at chat again. Sorry, guys. Robin Kirk, remote viewing. Yeah, whenever you want to check on something for yourself. Sorry, some noise back there. Learn how to remote view, learn how to go out of your body, and go check. Go move your spirit, your consciousness across the world into some secret forbidden places or some places you never can get to by walking or flying or driving. You're not limited outside the body. Outside the body, you can go and check. Remote view with your consciousness, or just take your whole light body. Machiwa. Yeah, the cradle of creation. They call it the cradle of Lyra. Cosmic Kev, thank you for sharing. Yeah, and we'll get into that. How the Anunnaki, like Cosmic Kev said, they're just foot soldiers. Of who? For who? What did I say earlier? Who created the they claim to create us, but who created them? The Anunnaki were created by somebody. Okay, so we talk about this hologram again. Remember, we talked about how there's no such thing as plural gods. The second thing you talk about is what reality is. This is called the 15-dimensional time matrix, and we're in the third dimension. Wow, that sucks. I mean, if you think about it, that kind of sucks. We did hit 144, Indigo? Yeah, brother, thanks for sharing. So, these beings are even higher than where we are right now. Okay? Like I said, most of them are coming from 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. Okay? We're in 3rd. That's above us. So they're being bullies. They're trying to bully a race that's in lower evolution than them. You see the problem? They say whatever the hell they want, and they can show off their UFO ships. They can show off their technology. They can give you cures. And you think they're good, but realize they're just setting you up, baby. Okay? They're going to take you off inner Christos. They're going to take you off of guardian teachings or inner connections. They're going to take away that heritage, that forbidden history. It's forbidden for a reason. They don't want you empowering yourself or thinking that you're coming from somewhere else than them. They want you entangled into their power and use you, and just like they're using us. You know, some people think it was all about gold. Man, that is so BS. You understand? It's not about gold. It's about your soul. It's about the human race. It's about taking over our planet. And while they're pretending to be good guys, while they're pretending to be creating us, and then this whole reality, this whole planet Earth thing is so nonsensical because most humans are asleep. While there's elites up here who know all this stuff, who have technologies, who have spaceships. Yes, there's people on our planet that can live for hundreds of years, thousands of years. There's people on our planet that can go to the moon, that can go to Nibiru, that can go to another planet, that can go outside the solar system. This is available to only certain people. When you do enough research, when you do enough soul searching, when you do enough inner journeying, and like our sister said, go check for yourself kind of stuff, Go check that planet. Go check that moon base. Go check that underground base. If they'll let you, you better believe they have their own psychic soldiers protecting the places. You got to consider that fact. But when you run up against some friction, you come against some, someone pushing back, that's a place you're not meant to see. So, there's God worlds outside of our time matrix. There's no negativity, no fallen angels, okay? We've already been through that. They're only in dimensions 1 through 12 out of 15. Those other 4 dimensions, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th, are all divine beings. And there's a whole history of how this happened. They cut off their 12th strand. Now they became 11 stranders or 10 stranders or 9 stranders. And when we say strand, we mean DNA. Humans have double helix DNA. You've heard of double helix. Double, that means 2. 2 strands. And we're talking about beings with 11 strand. If you're an indigo type 3, you're hosting an 11 strand Nephilim Anunnaki. And that's another thing. You don't realize that Nephilim have the word Anunnaki with it. It's Nephilim Anunnaki. It's the same thing with Enki Anunnaki. It's a term that goes together. Enlil Anunnaki, Marduk Anunnaki. They're all Anunnaki races. Different species of Anunnaki ET races. Nothing close to being God. They're not God. They're not gods. They're extraterrestrials that use UFOs, that use portals, that use stargates. They're beings that know how to, they're more psychic, they're more intelligent, only because they're coming from the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th dimension. They port here, they gate here. They're much more greater resources, technologies. This is why the Sumerians thought they were gods. What were the Sumerians using as weapons back then? And then these beings come and do Sodom and Gomorrah type of... You see what I'm saying? They're using bombs, and you think Enoch is going into the sky to heaven. You think Elijah, or what's his name? It starts with an E. Enoch, or this other guy who went into heaven and didn't die. Oh, you described these things in the Bible. It's a UFO, homies. It was a nuclear bomb. It wasn't some magical God moment. It's just technologies. There's still technologies. Hello. Have you seen some incidences on our planet that is highly suspicious, like 9/11? Highly suspicious. What technology was really used for that? What technology was used on Hawaii? What technology is being used to channel your New Age asses? What technology is being used to poison you? They're using technologies. Advanced, extraterrestrial, high tech. Okay? Because they are high tech beings. They're not going to come and use our technology. They're bringing their own technologies. We have some alien tech here. This goes into great detail in the ET tech. There's several workshops where Oceana talks about all the things they're putting on the planet, including this famous place in Europe, England. These little things. So, it's called stones of some sort. Stonehenge is one part of these technologies that goes down into a Niberian dyadic crystal grid. These beings have no conscience. They do horrific, horrible, disgusting things like Marduk Anunnaki, Enki Anunnaki. They're called themselves Luciferian. And Lucifer does not come from your Bible. Lucifer is an extraterrestrial thing. Satan, another ET race, is an alien thing. Satan is real, but it's a race of beings, a type of beings who practice path of chaos. Path of chaos is anti-God. It is anti-Christos, anti-life, anti-human, anti-earth. These are wicked, despicable beings who do diabolical things throughout history. They have done things, and we talk about some of those histories. In the Greek days, in the Roman days, in China, in the Hindus' spiritual teachings, in the Jewish teachings, in the Viking teachings. Are you getting a hint here? In the Egyptian teachings, Isis, Osiris, Horus. Man, they have come in and messed with us for 50,000 years plus. The Luciferian covenant was 25,000 years ago. Well, actually 50,000 years ago. And then 25 years ago, they started operating and working and doing all this horrible shit. And so, they're not good guys. This whole Zachariah Sitchin narrative is being transmuted. We're transmuting the same similar narrative that Billy Carson is doing, saying that the Anunnaki created us. The Anunnaki did not create us, even if the Anunnaki tells us that. You understand it's a lie? You transmute the lie. You realize your true human identity, heritage, coming from the Elohim. Elohim created the Anu. It's a feline aquatic ape. That's what they're called. And they created the Anuhazi, which are simply feline hominids. So we got a feline hominid and a feline aquatic ape. Does that sound like we're the same species? They're not the same. They're two different species. The Anu is different than the Anuhazi. The Anuhazi are cat people. They're taller than us. They're bigger. They're more. Remember, they're the ones that are in the 12th dimension, which is outside of polarity, outside of darkness, outside of any type of distortion. This is why they're called Christos avatars. The Anuhazi. The Anu are not. The Anu are 11th dimensional. And they're part feline, but also part aquatic ape, which is the violet flame. They actually were, this race was actually created on the violet flame planet 950 billion years ago. And they were good and peaceful for 700 billion years, the Anu. The Anu aquatic apes. Did I make some pictures of aquatic apes? I tried. And this is way before I was getting good. So they're so-so. I'll show you some so-so pictures of a feline plus an aquatic ape. Let me see. They're called the Anu or Anu Elohim. Oh, gee, I don't have any pictures. What? Huh? What? Here's one of my prototype images. So don't laugh, but I was trying to create something that looked like a feline aquatic ape. Of course, these beings are in liquid light, so they're not going to look exactly like this, right? Photoshop. Okay, so when you're messing around with concept art, this is concept art. This would not be my final result, but kind of like a mermaidish looking. Because if you look at mermaids, they're kind of looking like humanoids or ape-like. There was a whole documentary about these beings. There was a whole documentary. I don't know if it was the History Channel or someone like that made a documentary about mermaids, and they look like. They called them like aquatic apes, man. It tripped me the F out when they said that. Aquatic apes. Apes that like to be in the water. I wonder where they're getting that from. Wait, is this up? Yeah, okay. So, Well, I also have the dolphin people. We haven't gotten into the Jehovian Anunnaki yet, but there's something that looks, it's a bipedal dolphin. But anyways, I just want to show that real quick. You have to understand that these are beings from another planet, and they look animal looking, humanoid animal hybrid. You could say they're upright, and the fact alone that they're called aquatic, so they must have some type of like merman, merfolk type of attributes. At the same time, having some feline attributes, cat attributes, but not as much as the Anunnaki cat people, who are just straight up cat people. But these are unique beings. Think about how unique that is, to be part feline aquatic apes. That's what they're called in here in the teachings. How many, like, we see all kinds of pictures online of abductees, contactees describing what these aliens look like, right? No one's ever described a feline aquatic ape, because they're not putting themselves down here. They're putting their Anunnaki race down here. So it is this feline aquatic ape, the Anu. That's the most information you'll get from New Age, man. You will not get nothing like this from New Age. You don't see them describing what Anu look like in the 11th dimension on planet Avion. They don't mention planet Avion. They don't mention higher dimensions. That's one thing I haven't read all of Zachariah's work, but I'm assuming he doesn't even bother talking about multidimensional realities. The raw material law of one talks about the different dimensions, but the actual Anunnaki story coming out of the Illuminati's Sitchin information is not. Beings from other worlds, not just other galaxies, but other realities, other dimensions that have their own planets, their own galaxies, while they call it the cradle of Lyra, is not going to be in the same location as our Density 1 universe. Did you know that? It's very interesting, because I've heard Ashiana talk about our sun is not what you think it is. It's and the sun could change from another universe, or it could be coming, represented as Alcyon or Sirius. Okay, so we've had our Great Pyramid aligned to those locations, because the pyramid was originally used as teleportation. So we were teleporting to Sirius, or we were teleporting to Alcyon, Pleiades. Now we're teleporting to Andromeda. Just realize what the stages we've been through. We're not just called Anunnaki, we're called Lyran Syrian Anunnaki now, because now we're mixed with the Sirius. So, but it was not the Anunnaki. See, we're on Sirius B up there. They're on Sirius A. Even the doggone African tribe knew that. So our own scientists didn't know there was more than one Sirius. Check that out. Some people say there's a Sirius C. So anyways, this is our history. Let me check in on chat again. Feline Starseed tribe. Enlil. Kurgle. I was getting some messages from being Anu. You guys, you get this. Some people think they're Jesus. Some people think they're Anu. Some people think they're Thoth. Do you not hear this? How many people have said they're Thoth? How many people have said they're Isis? How many people have said they're Anu? Think about that. Seriously think about that. That you're not the only one who says you're Jesus. So many people. Did you guys know? Who's this guy that came out and talked about the reptilians? Right? What's his name? Ike. David Icke. Even David Icke said he was once Jesus. Now we got David Wilcock saying he's Jesus. Or being channeled by Jesus or whatever. So, And you think you're being channeled by Anu. So we're going to have people saying this or not, I guess. Okay, so you're getting messages from Anu. This being always speaks to me at Sumerian because of my mind filter. Because of this, I learned this language very well. He always was saying helpful stuff. And you get the same people saying the same stuff that, oh, Archangel Michael is very helpful. Thoth is very helpful. You know, in one of my interviews, the guy was so into Archangel Michael. But we don't trigger to that. We don't react to that. We simply are stating the Emerald Covenant point of view. Okay? Not from some channeled information. Because if you didn't know that, brother, we're actually talk against channeling. Receiving messages from another being? Or maybe you think you're probably one of these hybrids. Because we explain very clearly, Anu is not a person. Enki is not a person. So we know right away when you say you're getting messages from Anu, who's not a person, it's a collective. Keep that in mind. Enki and Anunnaki, remember, it goes together. Enki is not a standalone term. Enki goes right next to Anunnaki. Enki and Anunnaki is a race, a species, not this whole fabrication. Man, did you guys not just hear the first half of this show? Enki, Anu is not a person. Enki is not a person. Enlil and Marduk are not people. They're not individuals. They're not brothers. They're not a family like that. This is a whole race of people. The Anu Elohim is a whole race of people. You're getting messages from a whole race of people? Enki Anunnaki is a whole race of people. It's a whole species. They're actually part Zeta gray alien. You know, the gray aliens with the large insect eyes. Plus, Enki is part Zeta and part snake. It's a race of reptilian insectoid reptilians, more of the snake variety. So, gray alien plus snake. This is what Enki is. This is what Thoth is. Thoth is part of this people, man. Thoth is part of this species. He's an Enki Anunnaki, which are Luciferians, homies. So, this is what we're doing. I want to say that we can agree to disagree. Maybe all of you are Anunnaki lovers. A lot of people are Anunnaki lovers, or they're like this brother. You're loving on Anu, or you're loving on Enki, not even realizing these are not individuals. But I was channeled by Anu. Just like people are being channeled by the fake personification of Archangel Michael and putting all their stake into it. Loving Anunnaki, loving the blue sword of Archangel Michael, cursing people in the name of Archangel Michael, protecting themselves in the name of Archangel Michael. It's the same thing with Enki, Enlil, Marduk, Anu, Enoch. And why not throw in Galactic Federation and Ashtar Command? You guys got to look way before the internet. Look before all your stories you're getting. You're getting these stories and ideas from distortions online. Or books, like Zechariah's books. He made a bunch of books. Hey, back in the day when I was totally clueless, also going into the New Age, I have some of Zechariah's books. Okay. What do we got here? A bunch of bullshit. That's what we got here. Fairy tales. The 12th planet. Fairy tale. Illuminati narrative. Are you getting channeled by these Enki? Is Enki the one who created you? Is that what you believe? That Enki created you, but none of the other humans. Only if you have black skin or brown skin, he's your god, and you're... Oh, not just that. You people claiming this think you're superior than the rest of the white skin, the red skin, and the yellow skin. Here's some more of lies and bullshit. This is your fake identity. This is not your identity. This is a hoax, a scam. Okay? This is going into the UFO communities, the abductee, contactee, New Age communities. It is meant to trick you, brothers and sisters. These are not gods. They did not create the human race. Okay? They're not your friends. And this is not coming from your brother Anhazi in my research. This is coming from the Emerald Order teachings. The guardians outside of the distortion, the guardians that are outside of polarity. And this is a religion, man. These books, these ideas, these concepts are a freaking fallen angelic seed implanted in the New Age community, just like they did with religion community. They've messed with, they edited and changed the Holy Bible. It's not holy anymore. They've messed with the Mormons' information, the Catholics. They've messed with the Hindu gods. Notice now we got all kinds of gods eating humans, cannibalizing humans, tearing off and eating their limbs and wearing them as a necklace or a bracelet or whatever. This is Kali, man. Fallen angelic beings doing these despicable things, bringing in fear. They brought in, it is the Anunnaki who brought us the patriarchy, putting down female. What's the strategy behind that? You take the divine feminine, right? Okay, they give you guilt and shame because you're a sinner now. And now you have to have a Messiah to be saved for the afterlife because now you're separate from God. You see what the Anunnaki brought us. They talk about it as the Anu Melchizedeks. Lord Melchizedek, Lord Jesus, Lord Maitreya. These are all hoaxes and scams, tricking, fooling you New Agers. Swallowing it. I was once a New Ager. I luckily pulled myself out of that trap. Entanglement, false identity, found my true heritage. It wasn't the Anunnaki. Those are your enemies. Those are the ones against us. They're actually were created. They were created. Remember, they're called Avengers. Wow, what's in the movies? Avengers. You got all these beings, the Marvel superheroes, they're gods. They're aliens. Superman's an alien being called a god. Enki's an alien being called a god. You don't see no patterns? You don't catch it? You don't see it? You're just too stuck and dwelled in the matrix. You're being fooled. You don't see beyond the matrix. You just see the girl in the red dress walking by. Neo's distracted. He's in the Matrix. Morpheus and Trinity are trying to pull you out of the Matrix. Machiwa. Holy ones. This is going down. This Zechariah Ascension lie is being transmuted by the guardians, by the inner crystals guardians, the angelic humans, the Oraphim angels, the Azarites, the star seeds and indigos are coming here and cleaning up this. What is this? Let's transmute this because it has plagued us. These agendas are meant to destroy us. Just like they did in Human Seeding 1, just like they did in Human Seeding 2, just like they're doing now in Human Seeding 3. If you're really curious about that, go find out what they did to us. And we're talking about millions of years before Sumeria. People think that's that's where it all began in the Middle East. BS. Bullshit. We are super ancient. Humans themselves were created 560 million years ago. And that's spanning Dimension 3 and spanning into Dimension 4 and Dimension 5 and spanning into Dimension 6. We are 560 million years old. Some of that history is here on Earth. We're not originally from Earth. We're ETs too here. That's also talked about in these teachings and in my videos. I've made over 900 videos now. Okay? And I talk about these things in detail. Tonight we're talking about the Anunnaki. And we need to talk about them every once in a while. Once every 2 months I'm going to talk about make a live about the Anunnaki. Once in a while I'll make a live about the reptilians. Because they're actually a bigger deal than the Anunnaki now. According to our teacher Ashana and these teachings, they're the ones who are actually taking control from the Anunnaki, taking over the positions. So, according to what I've heard before from Ashana herself, there is one of these races behind Republicans, and one of these races are behind Democrats. Reptilians and Anunnaki. I'll let you think about that one. Think about this. What nations on planet Earth, what countries are Anunnaki? Mostly Anunnaki. What country, what nations, what people are reptilian? Because they called out Sumeria as an Anunnaki race. They were Anunnaki people. Soul essences from Nibiru, baby. We got soul essences of Anunnaki here today in 2024. Why do you think they created the Dracos hybrid? Why do you think they created the Nephilim hybrid? So they can put their soul essences here. It's like a spy. They're mixed in with us. You don't see the difference. Well, you can see some subtle differences. You can see something in the blood. What's your blooded, huh? RH negative? Are you special? So, like I said at the very beginning, you're going to have lots of different opinions and ideas and basically a bunch of closed-minded people. They're not even opening themselves up to other information, or at least checking out the information. I recommend you guys checking out this information. We provide the links. Indigo Wizard, Celine, or anybody here, one of our moderators will give you the links, and you can go check it out right now if you want. Put it on, download it for free. We don't charge for the teachings. They're always free. We always give links, and you can find the free stuff for free yourself. Because there is a lot of information. It takes a lot, especially if you're coming from the space of a big fan of that Zachariah Ascension. Like your heart and your soul believed in this. It was like 1990s. In the 1990s, I was reading some of these with my dad. Because my dad's an indigo, I'm an indigo. It was the only information at the time. Oh, plus Chariots of the Gods. It's an old film now, but that woke me up. This started to give me ideas outside the box. Distorted ideas. Okay, but at least it got me into the concepts of aliens and stuff. And that there's something more than just what we've been told in the Bible. So in that regards, it could help you at the beginning of your journey. But in the end, it's going to do a disservice to you because you're actually learning a false identity. They did not create us. It doesn't matter if there's a whole bunch of pretty books and detailed information. You realize it's been called out. This information has been called out. And there's even a website called Sitchin Debunked. Or Zachariah Sitchin Debunked. Or there's sites that have been made showing how Zachariah Sitchin is a liar. How he's not actually being honest. How this is a false narrative. And so, Anunnaki is still relevant and still a big deal, and so we still talk about it. Sarah, is the shows on Gaia false or distorted information? I would say it rebelled at first, and since it started becoming rebelled and getting a lot of attention, reaching millions of people, I think it became distorted. Or, if anything, it's half truths now. I can't say that because I don't really watch Gaia. I only watched Cosmic Disclosure on Gaia, and that was out years ago. But I don't watch it anymore. But so I can't tell you a full answer. But just realize that it's possible it's half truths now because we got, for example, even Corey Goode reversed his original statements. And that's because I believe he was threatened. His life was threatened, and he even talked about his life being threatened a few times. He's been effed up before. They try to run him off the road, shoot at him. He's hurt before. He's been hurt before. So I think all they have to do is, a lot of these people, the whistleblowers talk about how they were conditioned, how they were brutalized, how they used these horrible tactics but they're still being heightened in their psychic powers. They talk about time travel. The secret space program is involved with time travel. It's not a big deal. We think it's impossible or we think it's science fiction. It's not. It's called a portal, and the secret space program talks a hell of a lot about portals. This is how you get around. It's a real thing. There's natural portals on the planet. There's ET manufactured portals. There's a whole network of organic, planetary, even in solar system or sun-based portals. They come with these. They're natural part of creation, you guys. Portals and stargates. They're inside of moons, planets, bodies of mass. You're going to find locations, different locations, mostly, some of them subterranean, just like the portals to inner Earth. So, which is off planet. HV, thank you, Holy One. Much respect, sister. Many blessings. Last live, it was only $5, and you guys know I survive off this. And I do this work full time for you guys. So thank you so much, HV. It's much needed and very grateful for your support in this work. Thank you, sister. Many blessings. Indigo Wizard, yes, brother. I would have to hear you pronounce that. Get you on our next live, and you can say some of these songs, right? I like Shaddai Ure Akum Tun, which is calling upon the Elohai, Blue Flame. Thank you so much, brother Indigo. And Jennifer Miller. And she made a comment, just to thank you for your continued teachings and holding space for these great gatherings. Thank you, Jennifer, so much. You're awesome, sister. And I know that's not your first time either. And you're right. This is a group. This is a gathering of tribes, of different people, different backgrounds. Okay? And you guys know, you've seen some of my drum circles. There's a lot of new age activity going on, but it's all done in love. There's no judgment. There's no criticism. There's not supposed to be. And I'm sure I got some criticism from people watching it and thinking it's all pagan or some shit. It's nothing like that. As a matter of fact, you will hear some of the people speaking into the microphone and making a prayer, and they may be praying to Jehovah. It doesn't matter, man. We're coming together on purpose. We're coming together in different beliefs, in different tribes, different backgrounds, and getting along. We're showing you that you can get along and have different beliefs. Why does someone be a troll? Think about this. Why, if you're not interested in this information? No, it's a legitimate question. If you're not interested, if you don't agree with this information, why are you sitting around and being a troll? You know, I didn't have any moderators on Sunday. That's okay. It wasn't a planned live. But we were spammed by the same person who's attacking this channel because it was a drum circle and I wasn't watching the camera. I have 6 moderators, not one of them was online, I guess, on Sunday. So just a heads up, you guys, sometimes on Sundays I'm going to do drum circles, so maybe check in with me or check out for the live or something. That would be awesome. Or I'll just make someone a moderator right on the spot if no one's here, because this person does what they classically do, you know. Gary Leach, you said it, Holy One. My sincere gratitude to you, brother. You're truly walking and embody that Christ consciousness. Trying to. I'm not perfect. I'm not a master. I never said I was, but thank you for that feedback. I mean, I do this in service. I'm not doing it for any money. I'm not wealthy. I'm still sitting in a manufactured housing. Okay? I can't even live where I want to. So some people think that. Some people think I'm making a lot of money. I'm not. I'm like down here, man. I'm just making it by. And that's the only reason why I have to ask for donations. And so thank you so much for that, Gary. I do my best. 97, right? 97, what if you change the chat to members only? Well, I don't know. Let me make a poll. Just to give an idea if that's even a good idea or not. Maybe this is not a good idea. I'm going to make a poll right now since there's 155 people. Are you a member? And then you'll see how many people are not. And then you want me to go that route? Or are you a Christos Avatar member? And I have to ask because some people are here from a membership on Patreon. And we won't see the star. So if there's Patreon members here, we won't see their star. Are you a Christos Avatar, yes or no? Just a yes or no. And we'll make another poll later. Don't worry, guys. M. I know, but he's very sadistic, and they've even said, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, 10 times in a row. I hate you. Now, I suspect who this is. I'm not going to say his name anymore, but since he's not here to protect himself. But I'm pretty sure I know who this is. And the same person keeps creating different accounts so they can be close to us or write messages to us without us knowing it's the same person. This is how they roll. Thank you, Gary Leach. Bless you, brother. And also, when you become a member, you also get to go join our Discord chat server. And so that has a benefit. You can ask questions there. You can meet friends there. It's a bunch of like-minded people. And I just want to say real quick, you guys, because Indigo's brought this to my awareness, and I'll make a message in chat too. I mean, in the members area. But if you guys, please, when you go into one of the rooms, stay on topic in the rooms. Don't just make some whatever type of comment. Isn't that logical? We're just going to have to delete that which is not part of the room that you're making a comment on. Like the room about the diagrams should be about diagrams, homie. Not something else that's not related. So please be mindful of that. And maybe I'll make it one of the rules, because we have only a couple rules, and so anyways. 71% say no, you're not a member. So that is not good advice, brother, to say only members to ask questions or whatever. That's like most of the room. So I'm not going to ignore most of the room. Yeah, you said it, Sarah. If it doesn't resonate, move along. But not all people have that common sense. They want to cause problems, just like the Anunnaki want to cause problems, right? So that's a form of narcissism. It's a form of vampirism. You're trying to feed off the energy, not just me. Notice you're not just affecting me, even though you're pointing at me and you probably hate me. You're affecting several people. And I know we have the option to change chat to one message per minute. So I might have to do that on all my drum circle videos, because maybe there won't be a moderator here. So I will just either have someone be a temporary moderator, or I'm going to have to change it to one message per minute. So we have once a month, big drum circle, right? That's this coming weekend. So we're going to have a big drum circle on Saturday. Machiwa. I will have moderators on Saturday, because that's when we usually do a live. So this is an ongoing thing with the Anunnaki. This is an ongoing problem. And they're different races. And they get along because most of them get along. But just realize who was the first Anunnaki. It's very interesting. The first Anunnaki are called Jehovian Anunnaki. Okay? Jehovah, Yahweh. They're the same beings who brought the Yahweh, Jehovah God stories. It is who is behind Yahweh. And I swear to you, people in the 3D have no concept of multidimensionality. They think of Yahweh as a person. It's not a person. Yahweh is a collective. Okay? A collective race called the Anu Elohim. It is the Anu Elohim, the Anunnaki, who create these Jewish God stories. It's interesting that most Christians don't consider that. If you're a Christian, you are not considering the fact that you are worshiping a Jewish God. We're not being racist. What we're saying is you're not even considering that connection. Think about that. You're worshiping some other races or some other people's God. Your mythology, their history became yours. Christos guardians serving universal consciousness, universal love, and identity, now crippled itself and became just an identity of Yahweh, Jehovah God. And if you're all into Jesus, what do you think Jesus' father is? You call it the God of gods or kings of kings, but what Jesus talks about his dad all the time. He's talked about his dad, but you're saying Jesus is God. But so is Yahweh is still in the picture. God, Father God, did not disappear. Even though you think it's only in Old Testament. Yahweh's only Old Testament. But the Old Testament is still in your Bible. The Old Testament is still being referenced by Jesus himself. Even Jesus talks about Yahweh. Jesus talks about Jehovah. But you don't. Jesus is my God, not Yahweh, but Jesus and Yahweh are the same. So when we talk about the distortions of Yahweh, which Jesus is backing up, and we're talking about the false Jesus, not the real 12-strand avatar Jeshua. Okay? That master indigo child was not sacrificed and mutilated on the cross. The false Jesus claiming to be with Father God Yahweh is the false Jesus. Realize that this book talks about 3 Jesus, and there was a third Jesus who was the one who was actually crucified. So we're talking about a Jewish God. The Anunnaki brought you the Jewish God. They're the ones where you get Yahweh God. Are you getting it? There's no such thing as God, plural gods. There is only one creator God. It is not the Anunnaki, who their own asses were created by some other race. The Anu Elohim. The Anu. It was the Anu who created the freaking Anunnaki. And they are called the Jehovian Anunnaki because that's their true source. Jehovah. Jehovani. I know all you people want to make some big deal about it's not Jehovah. There was no J back in those days. First of all, we're talking about a source called Anuhazi language. Way before English, way before King James, way before Latin, Greek. Because, some of these Bible translations are in Latin or they're in Greek or even Arabic, different languages. This Anuhazi language is not even coming from Earth. They have the letter J in their language, in their sounding, and they're calling it, the Guardians, the 12th dimensional Guardians are using the letter J and saying it's Jehovah, and it's called Jehovian Anunnaki as the first race, and Jehovah, or you would say, Anunnaki means avengers. Avengers of Anu Elohim. Avengers of Anu. So, the Jewish God was brought to you, and the Sumerian gods. The Sumerian gods and the Jewish God was created by Anunnaki. Anu Elohim. So, and Christians are not even considering that, okay, maybe you're following the Asian God. The Japanese God, for example. Maybe you're following the Viking God. But if you're a Christian, you're following the Jewish God. Why does that matter? Well, because it's all being distorted. It's all mixed up. You're thinking you're only following Jesus, but you're actually... Jesus was a Jew too. We're not talking about something bad about the Jews, but some people say there's something wrong there. There's some conspiracy theories there. But what I'm saying is be mindful of what God you're worshiping. Be mindful. Be aware of where it comes from. The Old Testament or not. The New Testament or not. It doesn't matter. They're together. God the Father is Jehovah, Yahweh. God the Son is Jesus. They're the same source. They're the same being. You don't like what God did in the Genesis. You think it's wrong, but it's still connected, buddy. It's still connected. Even Jesus is still calling you a sinner. You still need to be saved by sacrifice and mutilation and blood ritual. You still need to do this binding. You got to make this contract. You got to circumcise your kid, and you're going to go. If you don't do all these commandments and do all these rules and do all these beliefs, you're going to be punished and forever and ever and ever. So, no, I don't think so. And you transmute those who are not going to stay in that slavery, that bondage. You're being bonded. You're being connected to Phantom. If you want to know what you're really doing, if you really want to know what you're getting involved with, there's a crucifixion happening in your energies. And I'm sure Mr. Mandism or Sir Mandism, well, he's changed his name again already. Or you would say Celine. Some of you guys know these things. All of those books, it seems like a lot of information, but there's a hell of a lot more Emerald Order information. We're talking about workshops after workshop after workshop, videos, workshops, hundreds of video workshops from the Emerald Order teachings by Yasha Ashana Dean, Speaker 1, Speaker 2, and Speaker 3 for at least 12 years, 14 years, because it was 1998 to 2012. There's a whole movement. Inner Christ, inner God spark. There's a whole freedom teaching movement that you can go back and study more in detail than I'm giving you today. I'm just making, even 2 hours seems like a long, long time. Well, that's how much information there is. Okay, when you talk about the Anunnaki. So they're a big deal and they're still a problem, and as you can see, there's so much different ideas about them. So we continue with this narrative, the Inner Christos Emerald Covenant narrative, point of view. It all started with the Anu Elohim, and it is the Anu Elohim who were created by the Metatron Collective. That is their people. They come from another time matrix, and they seeded life with the Anu Elohim. Okay, so Metatron created Anu Elohim, and Anu Elohim created the Jehovian Anunnaki. Now we got Anunnaki because of the Anu Elohim. And there's another name there in the Bible, Elohim. Elohim's in the Bible, Nephilims in the Bible, Seraphims in the Bible. Why are they using all these guardian words for? To trick the human spirit, to trick the Christos, to give you something you're familiar with. Part of you is familiar with these concepts, like Seraphi, Seraphim, Elohai, Elohim. When it's not a good guy, it's a bad guy. Anu Elohim. Metatron created Anu Elohim. Anu Elohim created Jehovian Anunnaki. And out of the Jehovian, that's what they're called. Not just Anunnaki. There is no race just called Anunnaki. Did you understand that? Did you hear what I just said? There's a big word called Anunnaki. That's not the name of any race. It's a label for all these type of races. Because most people studying this stuff think there's only one race. Only one race called Anunnaki, and they're the gods in Sumer. You guys have to expand this model. It goes way beyond Sumer. It starts going into Atlantis. It goes into other time periods of our planet. Because we were wiped out once and started again. That was wiped out again, and now we're started a third time. That's not part of your understanding of the Anunnaki. It's because of them why we had to start over. They murdered us, but you love them, and they're doing the same thing. And so, expand your paradigm. These are extraterrestrials, multi-dimensional beings coming from other planets, some of them coming from the Phantom. And the main race was created 250 billion years ago. No, wait, I made a mistake. That's when the fall happened. The Anunnaki were only created after them, around the same time as the humans, the angelic humans, which was 560 million years ago. So that's how young they are too. They're a little bit younger than we are. And they're trying to say they created us. We were actually created before them, and it's because the Guardians created the human, angelic humans, they created the Anunnaki. The Anu Elohim made a race called Avengers of Anu. The Anu created a race called the Avengers of Anu. The Jehovian Anunnaki. They're actually bipedal. Remember, the Anu Elohim are aquatic apes, man. Feline aquatic apes. They have something to do with water. Well, these Jehovian Anunnaki are bipedal dolphin people. Something to do with water. But you don't really see that many of the dolphin Anunnaki. Just remember, the dolphin Anunnaki are the original ones. And I mean bipedal, standing upright. Now remember, I have one prototype picture of this. I haven't made a video about them, but I will soon, because I just made one with the mantis aliens, right? But I really want to get into the violet flame races. I haven't covered the violet flame at all. Just a little bit, tiny bit, but there's a whole bunch to talk about with the violet flame. This must have been one of my first renditions. Like, I have to work at it. It's not easy. So let me turn on Photoshop. That's not what I was talking about. Remember, that's not even a fair picture either. Some type of bipedal dolphin people. You have to have some imagination and try to figure out what that's like, right? Let me pull up another one. I have to change the properties to Photoshop. 1 second. But here's my best one. But I'm not even done. That's like a nice, gentle, peaceful, feminine one, right? This is just getting me in the right direction. It's not done. But I'm not really working on it right now. But just think about it. They're described in Voyagers 2 as bipedal. 2 legs, that means they're not swimming like a dolphin normally does. They're bipedal. They're dolphin people. So, a lot of aliens are animal humanoids. Cat people, dolphin people, there's whale people, there's if there's cat people, you better believe there's dog people. I know they call Sirius the dog star, but there's actually cats coming out of there, man, not dogs. So beetle tortoise people, yeah, I've even heard of in the Gaia, or people talking on those type of channels, elephant people. I haven't heard anything about that in the Guardian material, elephant people, but you guys think about this. Most people will think this is total BS because they don't see the greater scale of creation mechanics, right? So those of you who are following this work, you'll get it. Our animals and our insects are smaller versions of ET versions. A praying mantis insect? Well, gee, I just made a video about it. This is an actual two strands of DNA, or 1.5 strand of DNA, compared to some of those races up there are anywhere from 24 to 48 strands of DNA. And that's a lot more than even humans have. Because humans only have double helix. That's why I said the insect is probably only 1 strand or 1.5 strand, or in between. Because I've heard Oceana say that most humans on Earth are between 2.5 strand and 3.5 strand. Between 2.5 and 3.5. So that range is most of 3D consciousness. And it's actually, less than 3D. Do you have a conversation with any 2.5 stranders lately? You know, so and there these beings are. I mean, that's a trip though, right? That there's insects here, but those are actually aliens in higher realities. So, you know, these are all geneticists. They're making all kinds of varieties and all kinds of hybrids. They're all playing God, creating things. When you realize how the soul works as morphogenetic fields, these beings know about genetics and DNA templates and morphogenetic fields. They can create life. They can put life in a body. People see, the reason why people can't understand that is because they have a distorted idea of what the soul is. It's energy. That's what the soul is. It's consciousness. And so is everything made of consciousness. So why couldn't some evolved advanced race learn the technology to create bodies and have the morphogenetic fields or soul essences go into the bodies when we know that it comes from the top and goes down? For example, you have 12 avatars. We call yourself a Christos avatar, but you actually have 12 avatars in your immediate avatar family, which means you actually have a greater 144 avatars. But let's stick right now to the 12 avatars. These 12 avatars, each one of them create 12 archangels in the lower dimensions. They're called oversouls, okay? The oversouls. The avatar creates 12 oversouls, or you can say archangels. Okay, so those 12 archangels are projecting down. The consciousness goes into a body, into a lower dimension. We can't see that here because there's no dimensions lower than us. I mean, there's no universes lower than us. We can't project down more any farther. But those races up there, a soul can go into incarnate. An oversoul can go into a soul. An avatar can go into an oversoul. Now, the beings that are avatars are coming in from density 5. Their soul essence goes into an avatar body. So those are the holy Elohai, blue flame, Seraphite, gold flame, violet flame, Brahmarama. They're going into the avatar bodies. The avatar bodies are going to archangel bodies. The archangels are going into angel bodies. The angels are going into incarnate bodies. So you see how you can be a creator. You can create through your own DNA. A soul creates life through its reincarnates. We are 12 pieces of our soul consciousness. Our soul consciousness projected 12 fragments of itself, and those fragments are, each one of those is like us. I am one of 12 of myself here. But you have to keep on expanding your frame of reference. You realize you actually have 144 in each one of these universes. That's why this number is so important and sacred, right? 144, 144. Machiwa. Whoa, wait a second. Wait. Ursula. Ursula. I don't know what MX means. But thank you so much, Ursula. I know that's another currency, and so thank you for supporting this work. Bless you, Holy One. What time zone are you in? Or what country are you in, brother? Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me scroll down. Yeah, it's a little Superman. Wait a second. Guardians of the New Earth. Aloha, brother. It's always so good to see you. You're spot on always. Your integrity shines bright. Thank you so much, Guardians of the New Earth. Wow. Blessings. That makes up for last week, you guys, because I was hurting last week. Thank you so much, Holy Ones, for helping out this week. Awesome, man. And it helps me stay strong on this course. I will keep on bringing this content. And thank you so much. And I know not everyone agrees. We can't expect everyone to align or to resonate with these teachings, you guys. I mean, think about it. If someone asked you a few years ago, you probably wouldn't agree with this. But through circumstances in your life, those circumstances have aligned you with these inner crystals teachings. Part of yourself acknowledges this information. You resonate with it. So thank you to those who resonate in helping out this channel and this work survive and continue on. Because surely there's a lot of people who don't want this work to survive. That's what we're up against, right? So I just want to say about Mandism, he's actually on, I'm sure he's going to tell us himself, so it's not gossip or something. I'm sure he's on Billy Carson's tour. Remember, Billy Carson makes tours in Egypt. And so that's why we saw a selfie with him and Billy Carson. So that's his explanation. So just letting you guys know that he should be okay. He's fine over there. We can't wait to hear what he has to say about this whole trip. It's not letting me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Stardust Goddess, Sunset Dreams. Thank you for the Pegasi. Energy from the stars. Well, I don't know about the cosmic rays, but what I can say is there's definitely 12 rays of the universe, universal rays. Because remember, the time matrix is universal. It has universes. The cosmos is outside the boundaries of the universal hologram systems. So we don't see 12 rays up there. But if you're talking about the spectrum of the universe, yeah, there's 12 rays there. And we talk about those as being the Templar, the chakra. Root is chakra 1, ray 1, the first ray. Orange chakra, second ray. Third ray, yellow. Fourth ray, green. Fifth ray, blue. Sixth ray, indigo. Violet ray. Gold ray. Silver ray. Dark blue ray. Dark gray or dark silver ray. 6 inches below your feet, pure white ray. In the middle of the planet Earth, pale turquoise ray. And 3 feet above your head is the pale yellow ray. And then finally, the 15th one is the pale magenta ray, which is out in the outer space. It's so big, it goes way beyond the solar system. Or it goes into the solar system. But yeah, you guys, these are the sacred teachings that the Anunnaki don't want you to be aware of. They don't want you to know your energy systems. They don't want you to know your higher consciousness or connecting to it. This is why they're trying to interrupt you. Think about that. Why do they have manipulation with the channeling? Because they don't want us channeling or connecting to our higher selves. They got to replace our higher self source with them. And they use technologies. And think about this. You hear whistleblowers talking about how even our dark illuminated ones, the secret space program, the people in power, they have technologies to speak into your head. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is something they can do. They can send thoughts to your brain. Like they use a specific technology, not spiritual technology. They use physical technologies. They're way ahead of what most people think they can do. So they think it's all conspiracy theory. It doesn't exist. It's not possible. You're crazy. Take your meds. Schizophrenic. So you'll hear that one. They're not interested in any of that weird Woo! They think it's crazy out there stuff. That's impossible. They can't do that. Yeah, you're probably the same person who doesn't believe in telepathy, who doesn't believe in any type of life force energy, any type of healing capability, any type of, paranormal things. You think it's not possible. No, it's not possible. You're lying. You're too far out there. Far out, man. Why do people say that? Why do they say far out? Why don't they grow the F up, right? And realize there is something out there. You can't deny it anymore when they're showing up in the news, showing up on people's videos. After a while, you gotta wow, maybe there's something to those UFOs. Even recently, you guys, I get people saying aliens don't exist. UFOs don't exist. No, real. I have the messages that say that. People say that. Whoa, Ursula, you did it twice, Holy One. Machiwa! Much respect here. I hope you're... Let me see. Yeah, 2 times. 7:49 and 8:10. Thank you so much, Holy One. Bless you, Ursula. Warren B? Wait. This thing doesn't let me scroll down. It's not letting me scroll. Let me refresh my page. We've had 6 members join us tonight from this live. So it changed to 66% of you have no. That's a little bit more balanced. It's a little bit teeter-totter, but... Now let me check viewer activity. It's not letting me scroll the F down. What is up? I'm trying to see... Well, I guess it's Guardians... Well, it's Guardians of the New Earth, but also... Oh, wait. I know why I'm confused, because you got 2 names going on. It's Warren B, and he said Guardians of the New Earth. Anyways, thank you so much, Warren B. Bless you, Holy One. I figured it out, right? Dab Brad came a member. Welcome, Angel. So I know you guys like to hear about Anunnaki, so we're learning about the Anunnaki tonight. And I know I'm not trying to pull down your hero. We're just trying to transmute the distortions that are plaguing us. And maybe you didn't know all this other part of the story. Okay, the greater part beyond Sumer. The greater part beyond Elena Danon. The greater part beyond Billy Carson. The part beyond Zachariah Sitchin. Because these are the main figures talking about Anunnaki. They're not the only ones, of course. But you got to realize there's some main researchers on these beings. And so I know some of you haters or people, non-believers, just realize that a lot of psychic people have experiences with extraterrestrials. They're not high, they're not schizophrenic. That's so immature, that is so ridiculous. But that is your only way to make sense of anything, that it must be in our head. There must be something wrong with us in our brains or something. That can't be true. Is that true? There are aliens. There are UFOs. I've seen both. Okay? And other people have all over the world. And there's things being caught that are paranormal on camera, not just UFOs. It is signs that we live in some type of reality that has levels of reality. So we're not, but people don't see that full picture. They're just seeing or they're just having some confused assumptions about certain things. I don't know about you guys, but I want to know about the Anunnaki. I want to know where they're from, what planet they are, what they have done to us in history. Don't you want to know? I mean, maybe that's why I got so into this part of the Emerald Order teachings, because it's all up in freaking Voyagers 1, Voyagers 2. It's in angelic realities. They're talking about the Anunnaki. They're talking about the reptilians. At the very beginning of the first book, they're talking about the Zeta Gray aliens. Then they start talking about the praying mantis beings. Then they start talking about the ones from the different Zeta Grays. Like the ones from Rigel are the ones different type of Zeta. They're actually the ones who have enslaved the regular Zeta. And there's another advanced insectoid race involved. These are the ones involved with us and the government. The government will not acknowledge it, of course. But there's psychic Zeta Gray aliens helping our government. Not to mention all the treaties they have made with these great Zeta Gray aliens. And not to mention the experiments they've done with these aliens, such as the Philadelphia experiment, such as the Montauk project, such as the other projects you're not aware of. Do you think they stopped there? Which was decades ago. Do you think they stopped? I mean, that was half a century ago for Philadelphia experiment. That was back in the old days, man. So you get to understand all these complexities hitting you at once. Oh, so they're not individuals. No, they're collectives. Enki is not some brother of Enlil. It's part of the fabricated story. And doesn't that piss you off that you were duped? Or you'll deny you've been duped? Because so many people are into this story. Right? Look. I'll just go into Anunnaki. Elena. Is it Danon? I thought it was Elena Danon. Let me see. Yeah, it corrected me. Anunnaki Elena Danon. And we'll see what she has to say. What does Elena Danon have to say about the Anunnaki? Elena Danon presents a multifaceted view of the Anunnaki, distinguishing between different factions of their intentions. In her works, particularly The Cedars, she discusses her interactions with Enki. You see, right away, also known as Ea, who she portrays as a benevolent figure. See, already addressing him as an individual, as a him, and as an individual. Working to assist humanity in overcoming manipulative forces on Earth, when it's them who are the actual manipulative forces. So you see who Elena Danon, Danaan, is representing. Enki's role, according to Danon, involves restoring the original human DNA. Referred to as the Adamic DNA, to counteract negative genetic interference. When it's the Anunnaki who are the ones creating the genetic interference, man. They're the ones messing with us and telling us they created us, and then, messing up who we are, messing up who your history is. Dana explains that while Enki's group supports humanity's evolution, other factions like that of Enlil, you see this freaking narrative playing out of brothers fighting each other. We're involved in there's no individuals. These are not, I meant to say, these are not individuals. It's a complete fabrication, man. Dana explains that and she's making money, she's getting thousands, millions of people, right? Explains that while Enki's group supports humanity's evolution, other factions like the Enlil were involved in more controlling and oppressive activities. Man, it is such a spell. You thinking of this right here. Okay? This is your idea now of Anunnaki. It's some brothers, and this one was nice, and this one was oppressive, and you're wrapped up into it. You get intimate with it. And now you're cheering Enki, which is a Luciferian, by the way. A group of Luciferians. She highlights that these factions left their mark during different periods of Earth's history. The Anunnaki definitely left their marks in history. We talked about, of course she doesn't talk about, how they messed with Babylon, Assyria, Akkadian, Sumer, how they messed with, I meant the Tower of Babel, okay? How they messed with King Solomon and the gold box, the Ark of the Covenant, right? And actually, let's look at that together on the PDF. So first I have to open PDF real quick. I guess Voyagers 2, right? And I'll just switch it over and we'll do this together. And we'll be finishing up in about 20 minutes. We probably should, but we'll see how it goes, okay? So stick along a little bit longer, guys. I'm trying to think of a place in history where I can just find the information. So I'll put Babylon and see if that will bring me to the history line. This is part of the history line. 3650 BC. There's your Enki for you. From Nibiru, that's what Nibirian means. Nibirian means they're beings from Nibiru. Nibirian Luciferians orchestrated the Mayan raids. They attacked the freaking Mayans. Are you getting this? In 3047 BC, 70 BC, the Babylon massacre. See, they're going around massacring our humans. In which the Palladian, Nibirian, Luciferian legions, because there's nice Pleiadians, but obviously the ones on Nibiru are not. Galactic Federation, and I mentioned these guys earlier. Anu Melchizedek, the one who brought us the sexist, patriarchal creed in our religion. Thank you, Anunnaki. No, thank you. Human. They're connected to the human Illuminati. It gained temporary control over the Indigo Children. That's who this is. Magi Grail Kings. Holy Grail line is the Indigo Children line. Magi Grail Kings were called Magi Kings, Priest Kings. Okay? Took control of the Indigo Children Ark of the Covenant gold block. So it was ours, but then they took control over it. Which contained, which is mentioned in the Bible, the rod and staff. I'm just trying to show you that in our history, they've been effing with us. And much earlier than this, look, there's a whole chapter on it. There's a whole chapter on this. As early as 22,000 BC. You see how it's not limited to your Bible. Lucifer, Satan are not religion concepts. These are universal, extraterrestrial, fallen angelic, negative alien concepts that came to our planet. Now it's part of our human drama, the Luciferians, since 22,326 BC. And even before that, remember I mentioned 50,000 BC. The name Lucifer right here, man. It was good that I scrolled through this, which is part of the Enki Anunnaki, so it is part of the subject matter. The name Lucifer comes from the hybrid Pleiadian, Nibiruan, Anunnaki race that emerged through combining density 2, that means universe 2, dimensions 4, 5, and 6. I told you that's where they're actually coming from, that Nibiru, not from our universe's Nibiru. They're coming from the density universe 2 Nibiru. A race called Lulatan family. Notice how it sounds like it's connected to Lucifer. Lulatan, Lucifer is coming from a people. From the Thoth Enki people. You see, Thoth is part of the Enki Anunnaki. And Enki is part Zeta, and they reference this. It gets confusing to new people, but I understand their lingo very well now. I'm very understanding how the Thoth is part of the Enki, and Enki is part of the Zephlihim. So I guess they have a format here they're doing. Notice it says Zeta in parentheses. So the Thoth Enki are part Zeta gray aliens. That's their Anunnaki lineage. Remember, I also mentioned they're snake looking too. With the Satan, Satan. So Lucifer is actually a combination of this Lulatan and Satan. That's where you get Lucifer from these different fallen angelic negative alien races from D11, dimension 11. There's those necromatons. Remember the Necromaton Bible? I meant to say necromancy Bible. Necromancy. Man, these people are into dead bodies. No wonder they made the Satanist Bible. They're beetle reptiles. Scary ass MFers who are being called demons when they're actually just ETs. Scary looking MFers. Okay, you see these giant insectoid beings or snake beings, they're going to scare the shit out of you. They're scary looking. That's just the way they are. Remember, they no longer have templates of their divine blueprint. They're coming from distorted blueprints. Of course, distorted consciousness, distorted bodies are going to be scary. They're going to act scary. They're going to look scary. And notice how they're saying that most Andromedan channels contacts are these fallen angelic beings. You ain't channeling no divine saint. Whenever you're channeling, because guardians do not channel, so whenever you're channeling, you're channeling a Luciferian who's gonna what? Pretend to be a good guy, and you're gonna go do grid work for reverse grid work for these beings, right? Let me look at chat and make sure it's. Let me refresh the screen. I had to push F5. Thank you, Robin Kurt. Appreciate the feedback. Okay, guys. I'm going to end that poll. It's an old poll. Okay. So, I mentioned the quest for the Holy Grail. Luciferians. Antichrist. Antichristic dominion. That's what they want. This is what they're after. Wow, I just noticed this. I didn't know there were some of these Luciferians on Sirius B with us. No wonder we're so knowledgeable about their agendas, because they're on our freaking planet. At least the Marduk Necromaton Luciferian are. And then the Nibiruan Alpha Omega Centauri. Centaurs, half horse, half humanoid, are actually Luciferians. Go figure. And some of them, like the ones from Omega Centauri, are blue. They're blue beings. blue centaurs. So I was just trying to show the history line going far back. It's called the Atlantean Conspiracy, but it's still going on now. But I know there's dates before that. Here's the Atlantean flood happened before Sumer. People think Sumer is the most ancient thing. No, it's not. Atlantis goes back to 50,000 years plus. The third one, the fourth one, it's actually the fourth Atlantis. There's other Atlantises in different time periods. It talks about King Arthur, but anyways, I was just trying to find, let me put 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. It's looking, it's trying to find it. Maybe I have to put the comma. Oh, screw you, I know there's a 50,000. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I got to put the comma in there to find it. Okay, 50,000 was where they murdered the Lemurians. Your lovely Jehovian bipedal dolphin Anunnaki murdered the Lemurians 50,000. Well, now it's 52,000 years ago. They destroyed Atlantis 28,000 years ago. 30,000. You got to always add 2,000 because we're in 2000 AD, right? So you got to add 2,000 years to this. They were doing shit in 25,500 BC. The Sumerian Marduk Anunnaki. Where's that script line? Let me see. That's Anunnaki plus Omicron dragons. That's what the Marduk are. So remember, Enki is part Zeta Gray Alien. And the Marduk are part Omicron dragons. And remember, there's a third one, Enki, Enlil, and Marduk. So Enlil, we didn't see the Enlil one. I can easily look up Enlil though. Remember, these are not people, persons. These are collectives. A Dedicron. So Enlil is part reptile avian. Are you guys getting how they're different species? The guardians of the Emerald Covenant are telling us exactly what their DNA is and how they're not individuals. Enlil is an Odedicron. It is Anunnaki plus the reptile avians called Odedicrons. So that's not the same as Enki. Enki's part Zeta Gray and the snake. And Marduk, we saw what Marduk was. I'm past it now, but you're getting an idea of what's really going on with these beings. Enki, Enlil, and Marduk, not limited to Sumeria, but ETs from other planet. 250,000 years, what the shit? Yeah, remember, we started 800,000 years ago. Our human seeding 2. Oh, it tells you when we were destroyed in human seeding 2, and then when we started was 800,000 years ago. 5 Pallada. 5 Pallada Earth-type cloisters, which means star seeds. Earth-type star seed, angelic human seeding 3 started. That's 2024, so that's 800,000 years ago, guys. You thought I was joking, or was my opinion. Here it is in Voyagers 2. And even though this doesn't talk a lot about it in this book, Voyagers, I've heard Ashana talk about these crystal wars, the crystal cities, the Rama inner earth wars, the temple wars in inner earth with the crystal cities. This is why we know that what's that, Admiral Byrd, who worked in the government, right? He took a Navy fleet to inner earth, but he didn't know he was going through a portal. He went through a pole, the North Pole portal, and he also is known to be going through the South Pole portal, which is a natural aspect of planets at the poles. Any planet has at their poles portals. Remember, there's natural portals in planets, in suns, in solar systems, in galaxies, in universes. There's all different levels of portals and stargates. And man, 600,000 years ago, up to 250,000 years ago, we were having wars in inner Earth with the OG Anunnaki and Draconian invasions. These people are way older than freaking Sumer, guys. These years are way beyond Sumer. And this is, remember, only human seeding 3. We go into the millions of years where they were 5,500,000 years ago is where they destroyed us in the electric wars. So this is how long, let me go back to the camera. This is how long the Anunnaki have been effing with us. This is why I say expand your model of Anunnaki. It goes way beyond these New Age talking points. It's a big deal because you're going to see these people talking about the friendly Anunnaki. You will see Billy Carson at these workshops. You see him? He's talking on Gaia now. He's going to these workshops or these UFO New Age type of conventions. There's footage of him at these conventions, and now he's one of these big people spreading the Anunnaki message, the fallen angelic message, the Zachariah Sitchin Illuminati message, the elite religion message. They wanted to make some religion out of it to dupe the New Agers. They already took care of religion. The Vatican reptilians are there. The Anunnaki and the Anu Melchizedeks brought us the sexist patriarchies. They took care of religion a long time ago. Now they're heavy into the New Age. They're doing both. Okay, so now you don't know what is God. Now you don't know what is our identity. Now, because remember, this is targeted toward New Age. Religion doesn't believe in aliens. This is for the people who do. They got to have a fabrication for people who believe in aliens. They got to have a fabrication for the religious people. So you're in religion, you're following Yahweh God, which is what? Anu Elohim, Anunnaki God. Fabrication. You're following Brahma, Rama. Their God is Brahma, right? And then you got the Allah, same thing. These are acting just like the fallen angelic beings. Just like them. They're worse than humans, man. You will find out the Greek gods, the psychotic, maniacal Roman gods, this crazy ass, even though the Hindus don't call it religion, it's a freaking religion based on gods. They have a pantheon just like these other pantheons. They have the same sick, sadistic, maniacal gods. It's coming, they're not gods. Remember, that was the first message of this show today. There's no such thing as plural gods. There's only one creator God. And so this is going to wrap up this message, you guys. We're going to come to a conclusion. And if you want to learn more, please watch some of my videos about the Anunnaki. Watch some of the other lives I've made about the Anunnaki. Each one's going to be a unique approach. Machiwa. Makaya. Masutas. Honestly, sincerely, I think one day I'll have a friendly, calm conversation with Billy Carson. Like, I think we could come together and be respectful to each other and talk about our different points of view. So someday I will reach out to him, but right now he's got almost 2 million viewers, right? So that will happen. And I will also approach these other big people Like, well, Zachariah doesn't do social media as far as I know, but I know Elena Dana is. And so there's a whole bunch of our brothers and sisters. Excuse me. There's a whole bunch of our brothers and sisters out there following this false identity, man. It is not who the humans are. We're not Anunnaki little slaves mining gold, and now they're trying to help us with our evolution. It's all freaking BS. We're a separate DNA line with the Lyrans, felines. We come out of the Lyran felines who create a Lyran Syrian Anuhazi, who create an Orifeme angelic race, and it is the Orifeme beings who created us. Nothing to do with Anunnaki. And when you're psychic and you're connecting to your inner Christos, you can confirm that yourself. Like we mentioned earlier, you want to know the truth about something? You don't want to believe me or believe any of these other people? Go check yourself. Go astral view, remote view they call, or go astral travel and check and go look, go see. You will see, or you will have memories of these Anunnaki beings. People have been under hypnosis and talk about their memories with these freaking dark beings. Not just me, not just the Emerald Order are talking about the Anunnaki as being a negative race, as a race pretending to be good. Other people are saying that too, not just the inner Christos. But if you want to know more, it's in these books, the Voyagers books. We give you the PDF so you don't have to buy the book. You can get it for free right now. It takes a few seconds to download. And see if you resonate with this information. See if it just turns your paradigm upside down. Because right now, you're hating on this message, or you're thinking that Anunnaki created you. Or you're a black person saying, oh, Anunnaki created the blacks. Anunnaki created the Latinos. I'm not making that up because there's so many people who have told me that. Many people have said, why are you talking about my God? And this person's black, right? And he's saying, why are you talking about my God? Huh? Okay, then you have to approach this person and try to explain to them the concept of multiple gods is false, and the concept that we live in a 15-dimensional time matrix, and that these beings are coming from higher dimensions, 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. Even their planet isn't in another dimension. And then they have part of their planet in Phantom. And then these beings are pretending to be our creators, and they're coming here to with this whole narrative. How do I explain to that person in a TikTok message? Did you know TikTok only allows 150 letters, character letters? What kind of dialogue can you have? What kind of explanation? It's impossible. This is why I do a 2-hour, 3-hour live and talk about the Anunnaki and break it down. I hope some of you appreciated this breakdown. And you don't have to wait on me or just rely on me. Go look at it yourself. And I don't even talk about everything they have done. You could talk about the Anunnaki for 24 hours. I mean, you could go through a whole bunch of different stuff. So, I love you guys. What's up, homies? What's up, brothers? I keep getting people asking me about Bashar. I don't know anything about Bashar. I just know that he channels. So let me check this. Who is Bashar? And this is ChatGPT because it gives you answer within seconds. And it's a lot better than Google search. Bashar is multidimensional being. Channeled by Daryl Anka, an American spiritual tuner. So look right there. In the first few words. Channeled Now, is this dude Bashar Daryl's higher self? That's a different story. But let's see what it says. According to Anka, Bashar is an extraterrestrial entity from the Asani. Asani. See, I didn't know that because I don't study him. Let me show you. In Voyagers 2, who Bashar is channeling. This is new information. I didn't even know this. Esasani. I don't know how to spell it. It's one of these races, dude. I just don't know how to spell it. Let me look in the Enki Anunnaki. Well, let's do it on a screen so you guys can see this together. I guess we're not finishing right away, but I'm gonna find this because this is a big deal for me, for us to know about Sasani. You look at the each race and look at their primary races. That's not it. Let me find the actual Anunnaki. Marduk. Wait, look at my diagram. Let's look at my diagram. Shit. But first I have to open it. Give me a second to open it. Couple seconds here. God focus. No, it's not it. Okay, here we go. Because it's laid out a lot easier for me to find. Oh, come on. I already changed this. Esasani sounds familiar to me. What the shit? Man. Belly Kudman. There it is. And it's a Luciferian. Is this the same as Daryl Ancock? Let me see. Gee, it's an Enki freaking Anunnaki. It's an Enki Anunnaki. Shit, man. So let me go back to the reading here. Because I had someone trying to claim that he's channeling his own higher self. Well, if he's channeling his own higher self, then he's channeling himself as an Anunnaki. According to Anka Daryl, Bashar is a Enki Anunnaki, located in a parallel dimension approximately 300 years in the future. So, do I need to keep reading? Do I need to keep reading? This dude is channeling, and the being that he's channeling is a Luciferian. Maybe his messages are cute and polite and let me see. Let me go back. I already went back, right? Yeah. But it is similar to the raw material law of one. The raw material law of one is also meant to throw you off, just like Daryl Anka Bashar. Because they use a whole Bible next to the channeler. They're doing the same thing. They're channeling. Bashar is like a well-known channeler. He's been doing it for a while. I'm not sitting there going to send hate on him. All I'm saying is I am putting all the things together. And when I see right away, just from checking, that the being that he channels is an Anunnaki race, even though most people will not. Let me see what ChatGPT says about that. Located in a parallel dimension approximately 300 years in the future. I'll just say, I want to see what New Age says about it. Are the Asasani Anunnaki and Anunnaki race and new? I'm sure they're going to say no. Because you know why? One thing I found out on my own, even ChatGPT is censoring. Oh, what a surprise. Google censors. YouTube censors. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. The powers that be, the ones that are in control, are being very careful what comes out into the world. And this is very interesting. You will see it happening right here. I just mentioned censorship, did I not? Look at my video on my channel right now. There is no Wikipedia article attached yet. As soon as I end the live, YouTube is going to censor my video by attaching a Wikipedia article debunking Anunnaki ETs. Every one of my Anunnaki videos that have the word Anunnaki in the title are going to have this censorship happening. So a lot of people are taking this as Wikipedia is the truth. They must be protecting me from this hippie dude, right? Talking about Anunnaki. They're talking bad about my Anunnaki. Yay, Wikipedia! Gotta love it. All they're doing is exposing for us. Thank you for exposing yourself, Google, YouTube. Yeah. Shadow man, so I have to get the traffic organically, so. Oh yeah, domes. What? Every one of these races who are involved in the human drama have their own Illuminati on here. Watch. Oh, you're talking to someone else though, but Domes and John Starr. But since you guys brought that up and it is related to tonight's topic, let me look at that. Like, the Illuminati. Wait, you said illuminated. I'm assuming Illuminati, right? But let's look at the Zeta Illuminati. I want to do that. So go to the PDF real quick. And we'll look for the Zeta. Let me zoom out, it'll be faster. Odedicron, Dracos, Omicron, Zeta. Zeta Illuminati races. Primary Illuminati races. There's something called Ezreal Beli Kadmon Atalan King. Enki, which is a mixture between Thoth, Enki, Zephlihim, which whenever you see Zephlihim, just think of the Zeta Gray alien. So it's a mixture. Oh, that's what Enki is. Enki is a Zeta. That's why the word is there. I forgot. So Enki, Zeta, Anunnaki, Nibiruan. So that's what this Illuminati in Atlantis. It's Atlantean days. So in Atlantis, even the Zeta Gray aliens had their own Illuminati line. There's also a king called Larsa King in Sumeria, / Osiris King, Egyptian, Nibiruan. No, wait. Egyptian. Assyrian Egyptian king. Osirian. I meant Osiris. Osiris king Egyptian. Larsa king Sumeria. So both in Sumer and in Egyptian, the Zeta Gray aliens had their own Illuminati lines. They also have, we're not done. Apparently they had a dragon king, Germanic Atlantean Leviathan. Leviathan is just another word for Illuminati. So they had 3 Illuminati lines. And that's just one ET race, man. Remember, there's all these other races. See the Omicron dragon moths. They have their. I gotta zoom out once. They have their own Illuminati lines. Okay, the Dracos, who are hybrids on Earth, they have their own Illuminati line. They have one: the human lizard shapeshifters, Nephilim, Dracos, hybrids, Earth, and also in inner Earth. The Odedicron winged reptilians have their own Illuminati lines. The Nephilim, Odedicron human hybrids, Earth and inner Earth. The Lathan king, Atlantean Greek, and Arcadian king Illuminati line. And Roman, oh wow, it's historical. Roman Romulus king, Atlantean, Lathan king, Atlantean hybrid, Illuminati line, and the Atlas king and Sumerian Egyptian Horus king, Illuminati Leviathan line. Okay, they have a bunch of Illuminati there. Marduk has their own lines. I'm not going to call them all out, but just one. This includes the Freemasons, the Knights Templar. That think of Marduk Luciferians. Then the Marduk Satan line. They have their own Illuminati races. It's crazy, 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 man. When you understand how involved these Anunnaki and all these other races are with our planet. You're only seeing a tip of the iceberg. And people are calling me a liar or making stuff up. It's not. It's all here. And you can check it for yourself and see if you resonate. All right, you guys, it's that time. My Chihuahua Holy Ones, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. 5 minutes away is a Mason Lodge. Damn, Shirley, keep your children safe in that area. They target little kids. Blessings to you guys. Sorry, I gotta clear my throat before I do a song. Thank you guys for hanging with me and learning some forbidden history, baby. What's up? And so every now and then we have to talk about the fallen angels, you guys. We don't remember, we're not love, light, and clueless. We're love and light, but we're not clueless. That means we talk about the dark side. That doesn't mean we become dark. It means we become, you would say, aware of it, so it no longer affects us. You're empowering yourself by removing all those old paradigm ideas. We've had people on this show. We what you call interviewed some of you guys a few weeks ago, about 10 days ago, right? And you could see how these teachings have actually confirmed a lot of things for us. And so, blessings to all of you, 144, who have probably learned something and it helped them out. Blessings to you who are strong enough or honest enough. You're honest enough with yourself that you had learned a bunch of propaganda. You yourself got tangled up in these concepts. We didn't know better, but now we do know better. Okay? We're learning from benevolent guardians who are not in the twisted consciousness, who are outside of it. And by the way, you can just check because they're all about unity and Christ consciousness and the sacred universal law of one. that is all based on unconditional love, joy, grace, bliss, respect, kindness, responsibility, impeccability. All that stuff is freaking positive versus all the negative things that the Anunnaki and the reptilians have brought into our spiritual beliefs. Dismiss that old paradigm. Dismiss fear. Help us. Help the other angels and archangels and starseeds and indigos. Help us, you guys. Join us in cleaning up this planet. Do your part in your neck of the woods. Amongst your friends and your family. Send unity, not fear and sin and guilt and shame. But a whole different message. Help the rest of your group, your angelic group, your indigo group, help the rest of the guardians transmute this out of our world. This is one of my duties, you guys. I don't want to sit here and talk about negative things all the time, but sometimes I need to, because that's part of our awakening. So bless all of you in bringing this forward, standing in your Christ light. Let's do some of our affirmations together. Shaddai Ure Akum Tan. Shaddai Ure Akum Tan. Shaddai Ure Akum Tan. I am Christ Star. I am Christ Star. I am Christ Star. Mochiwa. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Blessings to all of you. Machiwa, holy ones. Love yourself. Love others. Send love into the world. Love is our greatest asset. Peace. Grace. Namaste. See you guys soon, okay? I'll be here on Saturday. Come to the dry lake bed with me. Hang out on the live with me. It's going to be fun. It's a time to dance. It's a time to beat on your drum if you got one. It's time to sing. Joy. Peace. Good night, you guys. Thank you for all of you who helped with donations. I survive off those donations. Blessings to all of you who did help, who are members, who do care for that exchange of energy. Blessings to you guys. And we're just going to keep on rising. We're rising stars, awakening. Yeah? What's up? Group hug. Bear hug to all my brothers and sisters. Yeah, baby. What's up? What's up? Yeah, what's up? Good night, you guys. Peace. Omni Christus love.